All righty, yay! Happy Monday. Welcome to our Team Soy Lovely Life team call. I know we didn't have team call last week, and I appreciate you guys kind of hanging with me through all of the craziness that was last week. So if you guys don't know, I did end up having my baby on Friday. So Rhett is here, and he's probably going to show up at some point, so I'm excited. But I'm going to get right into some announcements for you guys. So hang tight because there is a lot going on still. So let's see. All right, so many of you guys already know this, but if some of you don't, we have the $20 off sale is still going on until the end of the month. So it's June 22nd. That means that we have 8 more days left in the month. So this $20 off sale still going strong till the end. So just make sure you create that sense of urgency, you guys. Like there's still, like, I would go back to the people that you talked to in the beginning of the month that maybe said no prematurely or said no already, and go back and just do like a last minute check, right? I always like to go back to people and just be like, I just want to check in with you one more time to make sure like you didn't want to take advantage of this. Obviously, you know how to go about that with the conversations that you're having, but this is a really big opportunity, you guys, and it's something that can really surprise you how often it comes back around, and people really do always want to take advantage of any bit of savings they can. The second thing is salted caramel Shako launches tomorrow. So I hope you all have that on your radar and you are going to snag some. It's likely going to sell out. I don't know. Most things do. So make sure that you are on the lookout for that and you snag some, because again, for July, always an awesome incentive to give away some new samples with the first few people that sign up for your boot camp. I love doing that. That is a huge incentive, like doing that with Xberry Energize. Those are great little tips and tricks things. So even if you're like not a salted caramel fan, get some so you can promote it and you can use it as a bit of an incentive. The virtual summit is sneaking up here. Like, we're already almost into July, which is insane. So make sure that you guys are keeping a lookout. They've already been posting the schedule. It's in the Beachbody Events app. So if you download the Beachbody Events app, you can already see the schedule of events of what's going on for the virtual summit. Okay. And then we are heading into week 4 of our 6-week qualification for 3-star, which is super exciting. So that is Shannon, Ashley, Alex, and myself. Well, not me and myself, like them. So as a team, we are almost there for 3-star quals, which is super exciting. So we're gonna make it, you guys. All right. So cheer us on. Like I said, this is like literally not possible without each other. So, and all of you guys make that possible, okay? The other thing I wanted to do is I just wanted to shout out Ashley for being our top recruiter for last week, because she is crushing June. And I just wanted to recognize her for that. And then also our most improved for last week is Lindsay, who is in our Emerald push group. And hit Emerald and is at SC4, her first month of coaching. So I want to shout out you, Lindsay. You are our most improved, okay? All right, so quickly, I'm going to just do this leaderboard because I haven't uploaded this in the team page. And if something in the last like 5 days, forgive me, but we have changed 40 lives in total together as a team so far this month. Everyone in Success Club, I'm going to ring you off. Ashley at SC8, Alex at SC9, Jordan at 7, Hannah at 6, Jess at 6, Travis, which is Ashley's second business center, and Shannon at SC5. And we have tons of ladies over on the right side of the board. So I know you guys, like I said, 8 more days left in the month. There's so much that can happen. There's so much that happens in a 24-hour period of time. So Do not get discouraged. Don't give up. Just keep going, keep talking. Oh, Sammy at SC2. Okay, sorry, Sammy. Sammy, you should be on there. So yes, just keep on going, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna stop my share. So tonight, our guest speaker is Shannon. I asked Shannon actually a little bit ago to come on and speak to our team again. You guys probably know she did a team call, well, probably like a month and a half ago. Shannon's been crushing it. She's been having like, she hit diamond, and honestly has just become such a leader on our team. And one of the things that I really love and admire about Shannon, what I wanted her to talk about and expand on a little bit more for us tonight, is just more about like mindset of how she comes into the month and what really like has been part of that shift for her of why it seems that, you know, she is just on fire. Because I know it's not an accident, and I know it very much has to comes from the fact that she is so driven from her vision, and she's driven, and that is what she translates over into her actions. Okay, and we all know that our actions are what produce the results that we see. Okay, so everything that you see on the leaderboard, everything you see and play out in everyone, you know, in your business, is all a result of the action that you're taking. So I'm excited to hear from her. I know she's really nervous, but I'm so pumped. So I hope you all are taking notes, listening, and Shannon, I'm going to shut up and you can take over.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. All right, guys. So I kind of did something slightly different, Amy, from what you talked about, because I kind of branched off, but I feel like it's what I needed for myself, plus probably everybody that's here. So let me pull up. Oh, is this? Can I share? Do you have to like set it so I can share my screen? Okay.
Yeah, you should be good now.
You literally have 1,000 browsers up. Is it this one? Okay, this one. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Can I get this in like a presentation mode? Over here, present. No? Preview?
If you, there.
Can I do that? Okay.
All
right, cool. Okay, so basically what Amy wanted me to talk about was kind of like my vision and what I have set for myself, like goal-wise, monthly goals, like non-negotiables and all that kind of stuff in order to create the vision that I wanted. So the main thing I felt like, obviously for all of us, that like we need to create that vision in the first place is belief. So I decided to do something along the lines of that, including in your vision. So belief in your vision. I have to get rid of this little guy. Sorry guys. Do you mind if I leave it like this?
Not at all.
Or is it too small?
You can change see the percentage down at the bottom, the 38%.
Where did my mouse go? What the heck? This did this to me earlier. Anyone else with a Mac know like what happens when your mouse disappears?
You might just need to roll. Oh, right click. Alex said right click.
Right there. I'm right clicking, but it's just like highlighting stuff. What the freak?
That's fine, Shannon. Just you can. I see it. I mean,
I don't know why it's like disappeared. All right, well, we'll just leave it like this if I can get it to work as we go. Okay, so basically just wanted to start out with belief. And if you don't have belief in this business, you don't have belief in what you're doing, then you're never going to move your business forward. And it's plain and simple, just like that, period. Like, you have to believe in what we're doing in order to create the business that you want and the life that you want. So what is a belief? A belief is something that you just tell yourself, you think to yourself, consciously or subconsciously, without kind of even knowing that you're doing it, and you just kind of tell yourself that over and over again. And it gets to a point that if you keep doing that, like, that's obviously something that you're going to believe. So that's like why we talk about all the time that you should be like doing your affirmations in the morning, or like telling yourself, writing your stuff down in the morning, that like you're in the present moment. This is now, and it's not future, because eventually you keep telling yourself that, you're going to believe it. So basically, if you're having any thoughts that are not good thoughts, like, you just kind of ask yourself, like, is this a true or false belief, and does this belief serve a purpose for you? And if it doesn't, then it should basically go out the door, and you shouldn't believe it, is how I look at it. Because what we have and what we do in this business is something that like radically can change people's lives. And clearly it's all changed your lives, or else you wouldn't be here on this call right now. So I feel like whatever it is, you're changing someone's life, however many lives you're changing, like, it doesn't matter if it's 1 life a week or 10 lives a week, you're still doing that. And you still have to believe in that process, that what we have can help and benefit somebody else. All right, so I kind of, yeah, I already said that quote. If you don't have belief, then you don't have a business. And then I was listening to a call today kind of about this and pulling ideas, and they said that your life will only change when you become more committed to your dreams than you do your comfort zone. Ooh, I spelled comfort wrong. But basically that's saying, like, if you're in your comfort zone now and you're content with what you have, like, why would you move forward? Why would you change anything? So this is where you need to create your vision on what you want, because the more you can see it, the more you're going to be willing to go for it. So if you feel like there's nothing else that you want, then you're not going to do anything. So you need to put your life in perspective, write down what you want, and figure out what you have to do in order to get there, or else you're never going to make a move. So I have like a couple exercises too, but actually before we go to that, I just have a couple of things written down here. And just like, I feel like pretty much everybody that comes into this business is like this. Like, at first you come into this business, you don't know, like, if it's a pyramid scheme or what this is, like, if this is actually going to work. Like, how can these women that are doing this on Instagram, like, create a living from doing this? And I definitely feel like I was part of those people that believed that. And I didn't believe that this could be a full-time job for me, but obviously it can be. And now that I've known and I've watched Amy do this for so long, and she's created exactly the life that she's always said from the beginning, before she was married, before she was pregnant, like, she has always said exactly what she's going to do. And like, she's there now. Like, she is ultimately, like, she's somebody that has lived this, and she's put the effort and she's put the work in, and she has created the life that she wanted. And now she gets to stay at home with her brand new baby. And that's amazing. So just watching her and other coaches, like, you guys know that this is something that can be real. Like, this isn't a fake business. It's not something that you can't do. So yeah, I think that, yeah, that's basically it. So we can go do these exercises. God, I really wish my mouse would show up. All right, so hopefully you guys have pen and paper. So I want you guys to kind of go through these and write them down for yourself, but I also want you to like share some in the chat. So the first one is, what is a limiting belief that you have in your health and fitness? And for me, I feel like I actually talked about that today, like with my post. I felt like I've been kind of at a standstill, and like what I'm doing every single day and like the program that I'm doing isn't enough to like create the results that I want. And I don't think I can read them because I can't even get in this chat. Oh my God, finally. All right, where's the chat, you guys? Am I blind?
You see it down at the bottom?
No. Do you see it?
Or your bar up at the top?
I see participants like mute. Oh, maybe it's under more. There we go. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, perfect. So those are really, really good, you guys. Second one is a limiting belief that you have in your business currently, or just in your occupation that you do every day. And sometimes I feel like just to, like for my nursing, I feel like there's sometimes where I feel like I didn't do enough for a patient, and I'm sure a lot of nurses feel like that, or that I didn't do like a good enough job taking care of them. So but I know truthfully, like I did. That you don't have enough time to do it all. Yes, Lindsay, that is so true. And I definitely have been there, especially because I know you're in school too. And I did it in school, and you can do it. I'm always scared to start a new program. Yeah, Sammy, that is definitely something I feel like a lot of us fear or like believe. And I feel like too, just to take that and turn it around, like if you do end up doing that and find a program that you don't like, and for anybody, like obviously just change it. Like if you're not liking it and you're not into it, your workouts, you're not going to do it. So find something else that you like. Okay, number 3, a limiting belief that you have in your relationships. You guys don't have to go too much into detail like about that, obviously, because that is private. But personally, myself, sometimes I don't feel like I am as good of a friend as I can be, because I feel like lately and just recently in the last year, I've drifted from a lot of friends because I have different goals, and I feel like my priorities are different. So sometimes I don't spend as much time with them anymore. But I mean, people change and things change. So, and then number 4, a limiting belief that you have about time. And I definitely think everyone has a limiting belief about time because we're all busy as hell. Amy, yeah, about the friends thing. Yes, I know I definitely feel selfish too sometimes, Lacey, but I have realized as you get older, you got to do what you got to do for yourself. All right, so obviously you guys can go more into detail with those questions if you want, just to like dive deeper into yourself and your beliefs. But I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go into what my vision is and like kind of what it started as when I first started coaching and what it's gone to now. All right, so basically when I first started coaching, I feel like it was strictly just to like help people, and mainly it was for myself, like my accountability. I didn't really realize like what the whole business side of it was. So I really just wanted a reason more to show up. So I felt like if I had like a boot camp going or like girls under me that were looking up to me, then obviously I would show up more because I didn't want to let them down and not show up. So that was like my ultimate goal. Now, as it's kind of, I've gotten more into this and my life has changed, it's totally expanded. And my vision now for myself within the next I'd say 3 to 5 years, because I don't want it to take 5 years, but I would love to be either per diem as a nurse or part-time as a nurse. And I always like to tell people that because I feel like a lot of girls get nervous that like once you go into coaching, you like automatically have to go full-time coaching. And you don't ever have to do that. Like you can do however much you want. So for me, like I like being a nurse. I do like that whole part of it. And I worked my ass off for my nursing degree. So like I don't want to not use it. So that's my goal for nursing. With the coaching, I'd like to be able to make a full-time income with it so that I obviously, like I said, don't have to nurse as much. So that's my goal, is income mainly driven, I guess, with this business. I'm not so much driven with the whole like becoming a top coach. And if you are, that's totally fine. But for me, I don't really care about that. Like my goal is income driven because I want to be able to provide for myself what I want to do, for what Dan wants to do, for what our future kids want to do, like our lives. So that's my main goal. And my other main goal is to be able to start a business at some point with Dan, for us to take over the farm and get our dream farmhouse. And that costs a lot of money. So this is why I'm doing this business, to save more money so that I can put all of that money into the farmhouse, our business, doing all of that stuff, because that's what's important to me. And obviously you guys have all your own important stuff to you too. So whatever's important to you, like I suggest that you write that down. Like I've written this entire vision out on a piece of paper, and I probably should read it more often than I do. They say you should read it like every single morning, your vision. I don't, but I definitely think you guys should take the time to write out exactly what it is that you want in your life, and or what you want out of coaching, I guess, whether it's full-time, whether it's part-time, anything like that. Just because the more you write it down, the more you believe it, like I said, and the more like you're more willing to go for what your goals are and actually make the time to get things done to reach that. And if anyone wants to drop their vision in the chat, you can. And then this is something I just came across in the call too that I thought was actually really neat. So a myth, and I feel like a lot of people tell themselves this, is that only a select few with certain skills will be mega successful in this business. Meaning that like only certain people can do good. It's not for everybody. And you have to have some crazy amount of training or something in order to do this. The fact is that anyone, God, I got a lot of typos in here. Anyone can be successful in this business by learning, doing, and staying consistent. Like every single coach that you ever look at, and anyone on this team, Ashley, Amy, Alex, I don't know who else is on here, if Jordan's on here, like all of us that have hit diamond, we have hit it because we put in the effort, we put in the work, and we stayed consistent. We didn't just not show up when we didn't feel like it. And we didn't just kind of half-ass it. Like, we went all in and have stayed consistent, and that's why we're successful. And every single top coach in this network will say the exact same thing. There's nothing special about any of us or any one person. If you just put in the work, you will be successful. All right, so then as we kind of move into like more so what I've done, I guess, or what I do. I didn't really go like monthly by this, but just like what I do. So how do you create, or how do you start and create a successful business? So first of all, like what Keisha says, you have to do the damn thing. Like, just do it. My top thing that I think that you absolutely have to do in order to make anything else happen is get out of your comfort zone. You will never, ever, ever, ever be successful by sitting here and staying in your own comfort zone. You have to stretch, like you have to grow in order for people to follow you and look up to you. Like, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're not expanding anything, your business is not going to move. So that's like my top thing. And I think that's the first thing I talk about, that this is the first step for absolutely anything. And I like even wrote down in my notes here that I'm scared to talk to you guys. Like, this is really nerve-wracking, and I'm sure you can see that, but like, I'm going to do it anyways because it's going to make me grow as a person, and it's going to make me be a better leader and just stronger in general. Like, last time I talked, I was way more nervous. I can already tell this time I was like, okay, I'm a little more calm. It's not a big deal. I already did this shit last time. So that's like, I feel like that's huge. So same thing with this business. Like, yeah, you might be scared to do something, but just that's when you go back to that vision that you've created for yourself, that in order to get to that vision, you have to do this now, even if you don't want to, or you're scared to, or you're embarrassed to. Like, this is the only way you're gonna move yourself up. What else do I have written down here? So I had written too, I know a lot of you are newer coaches, but like, if you don't see your business moving right now, then you probably don't have your vision set. Like, you don't really know what you want, or you're not committed enough. So basically with your vision, it should be something that's like emotional to you, that means a lot to you, something that you really, really want, because that's what's going to make you actually go for this and do the damn thing and get stuff done. So if you feel like you're not moving your business, I suggest you go back to your vision and rethink what your dreams are and figure out what it is that you really want. There's no right or wrong way to move your business at all. Like, as you can see, a lot of coaches do a lot of different things. Nobody does the same thing. You've got to find your own way. Like, that's why I feel like a lot of us, even with like invites, we give you like a brief little overview, but like, obviously you need to change it in order to make it sound like you and be you. And that's with anything. Like, you can't just copy exactly what somebody does, because you're not that person. You're your own person. I think that's it for that, about getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing I talk about is hitting Success Club. Basically, hitting Success Club, like Amy had kind of said earlier about me, is like, this is a non-negotiable. And I know that this is for pretty much all of us. Like, you have to hit Success Club. And hitting Success Club, to me, yeah, that's awesome, but like, that's not enough. It's not enough at all in order to move my business the way that I want it to. Basically, hitting Success Club is you're covering your shake, maybe your pre-workout, maybe a beach bar box, like a month. That's it. So that to me is nothing. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. So I push for SC10 or higher every single month. And that's what you guys should be doing if you're looking to create that full-time income or just be a business builder. Like you're not just going to be pushing for SC5 every month because that's not going to do anything for you. And then consistency, like I feel like this is just such a big one. And it's the main thing in the business is being consistent. Like you have to be showing up every single day, no matter what. Whether you are sick or you got something going on, like you have to put something up there because people are relying on you. Like you are there to inspire other people. And if you're not showing up for your own journey, like no one is going to follow you. So I don't know. I can't stress that one enough. Like that's so huge. Like that's definitely a non-negotiable. Even when I have stuff going on, like I always show up on my stories. So yeah, I have at the end there, like you can't just show up when you feel like it. And then I had written over here that you can't just push hard in some months and then like slack off the next month, because that's not going to help you. Like the whole point of being consistent is to have that like revolving cycle of like, okay, like in April, I'll give an example. I had so many girls come over to me that I had been asking for months and months and months, and finally they were ready. But if I hadn't been asking them for all those months, like they never ever would have like come to me. So even though they told me no, like 3 or 4 times before that, they finally said yes. So that's why you have to be consistent and keep doing the vital behaviors and doing these things, because people will come back and they'll come back circling around. So yes, consistency every single day, no matter what. And then I just kind of wrote like a little blurb here, just create your own non-negotiables. Like I told you, SC5 is a non-negotiable for me. Doing like a certain number of invites every single day, that should be a non-negotiable for you. And you should fit it into your time schedule every single day. Doing your workouts, whatever it is that to you is like that non-negotiable, create those, put it in your planner every single week so that it's there, so that you can check mark it off that you did it. All right, so I have another little exercise here. And this one's more about your vision. So if some of you have never really thought about your vision, now here's the time to get a chance to do that. So ask yourself, what do you want your future to look like? So what would you want your finances to look like? What about your time? How do you want your time spent? Or like, what kind of time do you want to create for yourself? Whether it's like more time to spend with your family, or maybe you want more time to, I don't know, go boating or something. Like whatever you want to do, what do you want your time to be like? Your people at your job that you work with, like who do you want them to be? What kind of people? What kind of impact do you want to make at your job? And then relationships, what kind of relationships do you want to have? And yeah, so if you guys haven't ever thought about this before, now's your chance. And I definitely want you guys to like put some of these in the chat too. And I kind of already told you my vision, what I want my finances to be, what I want my time spent doing is being able to have more time on the farm, definitely being able to spend more time with my horse. I want to be working with people like you guys, goal getters, like boss people that are making shit happen. Like that's what fires me up. That's what gets me excited to work every single day on this business. Come on, Peanut, go on. Yes, Ashley, for sure. Lindsay, you can do it. I just did it. You absolutely can. And Ashley just paid one of hers off today too. Yes, Lacey, absolutely. That's exactly what I want. Just decrease hours at the hospital so you guys can have more time for yourselves. And traveling. Oh my God, absolutely. So I'm sure you guys have already read what I had at the bottom here, but like just remember that every single one of those things up there, that's not something that is set in stone at all, like whatsoever. Those are all things that you can completely change at any point in time in your life. But you have to remember that you are the one that's in control of it. Like, you have to put the effort in, you have to do the work, you have to do the thing in order to change any of that stuff that you want. So, and the last sentence here, like, oops, once you realize what you want and you get your vision down, you can align all of your behaviors every single day to create that outcome that you want. All right, so moving on. This I just thought was really fun. Someone else did it in their video, and I just want to show you guys, like, all of us start somewhere. Like, none of us just woke up one day and had 10,000 followers that everyone was messaging us and wanted to come join us or anything like that. I don't even have 1,000 followers, you guys. Like, this is how this is how, like, capable you are of doing this. Like, I started with 600 followers, and look at, this is my Instagram, and I'm not saying that my Instagram now is, like, by any means perfect, but, like, I have come a long ways, and that takes time and practice and effort and research and actually putting in the time to figure out what it is that you need to do, like what speaks to people. So that's what my Instagram looked like when I first started. And then this middle one, you guys, is the top coach of Beachbody right now. I literally scrolled all the way back through Ashley Molsted's Instagram just to see what hers looked like. And it was the exact same as any single person starts. So if you feel weird and you're holding that shaker cup just like everybody else, like, everyone does it. That's exactly where everyone starts. So you have to feel weird. Like I said, you have to feel weird. You have to feel embarrassed. You have to get out of your comfort zone in order to grow so that you can become like Ashley Molsted or even Amy, because her Instagram's amazing. But, like, you guys have to step out in order to learn so that you can grow as a person. So yeah, this is Amy's first page on her Instagram too. So just remember that everyone starts somewhere and nobody is perfect. And trust me, we have all felt super embarrassed at a time or two. All right, so in order to get better at this, you have to be coachable also. Like, basically, like, taking constructive criticism too. And I feel like that's with basically any job anywhere, is that in order to get better, like, you have to be willing to learn, have to be willing to change things, and do whatever it is possible to get better. So what is it that you personally struggle with? So for me right now, I feel like I really, really struggle with time management. I constantly feel overwhelmed. I have a million and one things to do. And then inviting, I still struggle with inviting. I still do it, but I definitely still struggle with it. Like, that's something that I always have struggled with. So the second question, what type of personal development or trainings am I diving into to make me better at that thing? Definitely for inviting, like, I try to look up any sort of recruiting videos, anything like that, or just listening to personal development. Like, I've been listening to Rachel Hollis a lot, and she just is great. Like, she just makes you feel like you're such a badass. Who gives a shit what anybody thinks? So I like to listen to her, because then I'm ready to invite, because I'm like, you know what? I don't really care if this person says no to me, because they're probably going to come back to me later. Like, they're watching every single thing that I do. So they must be interested at some point. So that kind of stuff. And then I guess for time management, I haven't really dove into, like, personal development or anything on that. But I did just buy a brand new planner because I hate the one that I have. So I researched and got one that I think will actually work better for me, so that I can be more organized with my time. And then how am I going to track my improvement? through my business. Like, that's how I'm going to track it. When I have coaches coming in, customers coming in, like my personal volume, all that kind of stuff, like my success clubs, that is how I'm going to track my improvement. And I guess that would track my inviting too, because if I'm getting better at it, people will be coming in. So my last thing I have to say is, and I definitely have lived this because when I first started, I was half-assing stuff, is that it is 10 times harder to just half-ass something than to just fully commit. Like, it really is, because then you're constantly second guessing things. You're constantly in your head. Like, if you just go full out with it and just say you're going to do it, it's so much easier, and you have so much more belief in yourself if you just go all the way in. Like, don't take the time to sit and try to figure out all the trainings, try to figure out all this stuff. Like, we're still learning. I've been doing this for like 9 months now, and I still am learning every day. I don't know everything, and I'm okay with that because I'm going to keep learning about things every single day. So you have to be okay with that and just know that you're never going to know everything. And just do it, you guys. Just go all in. Get it done. All right. I think that's all I got. That's it.
Boom. Okay, I had thoughts that I wanted to, so one of the things, and you know this because I've talked to you about this a bunch, one of the things that I really think has been a game changer that I've noticed about you, that I think really catapulted a lot of things, is this switch that you flipped where you decided to just start saying yes to everything that was uncomfortable to you. Like doing the sneak peek groups, even if you didn't have anybody in it, just to get the practice. Co-hosting the Emerald group with me just to do it because you wanted the practice. Going on a team call, even though you're scared of shit, just for the practice, all of these things, are things that people say, like, what you need to be a successful coach, like Shannon said, is not to have, any sort of background in fitness or have any sort of actual specific qualification. It's just being resourceful, aka like being willing to do the work, do the damn thing. Look up the thing that you need to look up. I'm struggling with inviting. Okay, well then I need to go listen to things on inviting, or I need to go ask whoever is crushing it, what are you doing that's working for you? Maybe I can pick from you and apply it and make it work for me, right? I just think that is just it's like such an underrated, undervalued thing that makes such a huge difference, because it really truly does. That's where you create that resiliency, I think, is where you build that confidence to then go and apply that in every other area. And then the next time that something comes up, or something shitty happens, or something hard happens in your business, in your life, you have that resiliency attitude where you're just going to figure it out,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I feel like I really did, you guys, like throw myself into the coach sneak peek, and now like I'm running it at least twice a month, the Emerald group, and like I don't know what I'm doing at all, but like I've been learning from Amy and just from trainings. Like, you literally just have to do that. Just do it. There's no questions about it. Like, you don't know what it is, go look it up. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, totally. And that's what I think. Something that the other thing that you said is too about the vision piece is I do think, and I think that's what that, I mean, I can only say that for me, that is probably, I think, what keeps me so close, or has always kept me so close to the fire, even on the days that I felt like not showing up and quitting, to be honest, because we all know that we all feel like quitting at times, because it's not easy, because it's literally a business that is built around you focusing on you and you becoming your best self, like in front of other people, basically, like leading from the front of showing other people of what is possible for them, right? And then life happens, right? But for me, I think it was just, again, like that exercise she made us do. I write that down every single day, and that is, and it changes and it's evolved because, you know, amazing things happen when you just like put your, you know, keep showing up and keep pumping the well and keep doing these like really benign like things that you think aren't going to build up to anything, and then they do, and like before you know it, you're like checking things off these lists that of this vision that you've had in your head, and you're paying off student loans, and you're, you know, buying the house that you want to buy, and you're, you know, cutting back your hours and all this other stuff, and it's like before you know it, you are doing the damn thing. But it all started, you know, with those little action steps. And I would highly suggest to anybody to just, you don't need a fancy journal. You don't need a start today journal or anything like that. You just need a piece of paper that you likely, you know, this is what I would just use, a notebook, and I would write out vision statements of like what I envisioned for my life and spoke it out like it already happened. And then I do my invites on that sheet. I do it all, like all on that piece of paper. And I think it's just a really great way to just focus yourself daily on what it is you're actually working towards.
No, we definitely like overcomplicate and overthink things for sure. And I totally did that. And now I feel like I'm really realizing that it's super simple. Everything is super, super simple. You just have to do it. And Lacey, I got the Panda planner. I got it from Amazon. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. Katie Stevens uses it. She's the one I heard it from like months ago, I think when she did a call for us or something. And I finally just decided to look into it. And it seems like the pages will benefit me more. Like, I don't know. I need certain things on there that I can write down. And I like one book, not like multiple separate things I have to write in. So that's why I got that one.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions for Shannon? I think that was just, you dropped so many good nuggets and little truth bombs. Like, I think it was amazing.
Thank you.
And you guys can't see him, but we've been feeding. This is like, oh, it's so fun. All right. Well, I am super thankful, Shannon, that you took the time to do this and put this together. I loved it. I took stuff away from it. It never gets old. It never loses its. We all need these gut checks, you guys, and we all need them consistently as we continue to grow and, you know, go after our own goals with this business. So I hope you guys all took something away from it. I hope that it kind of opened your eyes to maybe some things that you can lean into, do, switch up. Again, like she said, like it just means like leaning in and doing something, right? Figuring it out until you find your rhythm, until you find your groove, because that's just the only way to do it. Okay. All right, guys, I will put the recording up tomorrow. Thanks for hopping on.
Bye.
Bye.